All right, we have some great questions today. Question number one, how do you teach non-negotiables? Okay, so non-negotiables are things that, you're not going to negotiate. So if you want to tell the class, hey, here are some rules we're going to discuss together, and here are some non-negotiables, certainly understandable. This way you say, hey, we're not allowed to hit each other, we're not allowed to curse, or so forth. That'll establish your rule, but the social emotional learning way to do it would be discuss why there's a non-negotiable, and maybe what non-negotiable the kids have themselves, and maybe it's a collective decision. You can also forego the non-negotiables and just let it be a democratic collective process of coming up with the rules, and probably the students will come up with those same negotiables and non-negotiables, and then you're kind of say, well, okay, let's discuss as a community why this is not a negotiable, why has to be set. And there you're going to have a conversation and dialogue, and there we have SEL. We have students' inner experience, we have them relating to each other, we're building it as a community. The only thing I would also add is community dissent. I would let students who disagree say why and then offer something different. All this is the best to put in the first, maybe second lesson of the school year, and already you're establishing that we're having dialogue. Now, you don't have to do that. You could say, hey, these are my non-negotiables, and you're setting your authority. That's great too. So there's not one way to do it, but it's how you do it and what you evoke from the students that will make it SEL. Okay, question number two. How do we talk to SEL from parents who are concerned, hey, what's SEL? Especially parents who are concerned that it's indoctrination of liberal values and so forth. Here I would just say, what are the standards? It's self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, and relating to others. Nobody's going to argue with that. And if you say, hey, this is the curriculum, in this curriculum, we're going to be talking about resilience, we're going to be talking about students' emotional experience, setting goals, mindfulness. Well, mindfulness might touch some people, but empathy, we're going to build the quality of students to actually do better academically. And when that's explained well, you could bypass all of the politics. Then you can make it a social emotional learning experience. Ask the parents, what are your concerns? And address them and say, and in addressing them, you could say, this is the type of social emotional learning environment that we're creating for our students. Now, should you mention all of the potentially negative attacks that SEL is getting connected to some of the stronger political stuff? Should you mention the issues of identity and so forth? You might. If your school is strong with DEI and saying this is important for a school, you just explain it. So all of it's similar. They're actually similar questions today, but both of them are about it's not so important. You just want to be transparent. You want to explain. You want to listen. And in doing so, that's how you'll establish the community and the SEL. You'll be modeling it for your students and the parents in the same way that you want them to learn it. All right. Keep those questions coming. Let me know. This is day one. Can't wait for day two.